Hello everybody and welcome to the Kids Family Group. Thank you for watching this video which we're putting together in preparation for our online video calls that we'll be doing with the focus on behaviour. So I just wanted to start off by thinking about how we look at behaviour, what we think about behaviour, and is it something that we want to stop? Is it something that we want to change? Or is it something that we want to understand? A child's behaviour is often their way of trying to communicate something. This is particularly so for children who might struggle with communication for one reason or another. And so understanding what it is that's causing that behaviour is really key to being able to manage it. Think of it like an iceberg. So the behaviour is the tip of the iceberg above the surface. It's the little bit that you can see. But the cause of that behaviour is below the surface. It's that big expanse of ice underneath the water. That's where all the causes of the behaviour are coming from, but you can't see that. So it's trying to understand where that behaviour comes from, which can really help. So try and have a think about perhaps a particular behaviour that your child shows. Think about what it is that you see. What do you see them doing? And then have a little think about whether you've got any ideas about what might be going on below the surface, what it might be that's actually causing that behaviour. So some examples might be perhaps a child who regularly has meltdowns on the bus might do so because they find the sounds, the smells, the crowds of people really overwhelming and they can't cope with it. Perhaps a child who screams every day when they get home from nursery is doing that because they're hungry, because they've had a long morning and perhaps it's a long time since the snack, or perhaps they didn't eat their snack that morning and so they're trying to tell you that they're hungry. Perhaps a child who throws toys on the floor, particularly hard ones or noisy ones, does it because they really like the sound that they get when the toy hits the floor, and that's why they're doing it, to get that sensory input. And perhaps a child who pushes another child when they're crying is doing it because actually they don't like the child crying, it upsets them. They don't know how to express that, and so what they do is push the child. So can you think about perhaps some of the behaviours that your child might show that you find challenging, things that you're struggling with, and just have a think about perhaps what might be going on below the surface. What we're going to do in the online sessions is look at ways for you to observe your child, to help you try and get to the bottom of it, to look at what might trigger their behaviour, and ways of keeping a record that can perhaps show up patterns, things that you hadn't realised. So we'll have a talk around that. And we'll also look at different strategies and ways of dealing with behaviour, and perhaps looking at what's the best way, the best strategy to use in different circumstances. And we'll perhaps think a little bit about you as well and looking after yourself, because it's not easy, it's very challenging, and so keeping yourself well and happy is important as well. So we're going to have a look at all of those things. We're really looking forward to having the discussion with you. If there's any particular issues that you would like us to cover in the sessions, please let us know beforehand, and then we can plan for that and try and cover as much as we can. We're hoping that the discussion will be friendly and supportive and helpful for you, being able to share your experiences with other parents and hopefully get some ideas that will help. We look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye.